Hi everyone, Sandra Duran Wilson here, and welcome to this week's Mixed Media Soul Sparks. Every week I try and bring you some new ideas to help spark your creativity in a different direction or little tips to make things easier. This week I have a little tip for you, and it's a way to create a drawing ground on top of something that's really like a lot of acrylic. It's really shiny, it's really slick, and you can't draw on top of it. Or even if you have a piece like this piece is a transfer, and a water slide transfer, it's kind of like a decal, and so it's very it's going to repel paint. It's not going to want to sit on the surface. So if I want to take and do like this to extend these shapes, this is what I'm going to have to do. And you're going to want to use clear gesso. Liquitex makes a nice brand, and you don't even really need a brush to put it on. I just put a few drops on. I will use a brush though. My brush was very wet, and it's still going to want to bead up on there. So let's just say I take a drop of it, and I just put it on. You kind of hear that grittiness to it. And it kind of makes it veils it back, but I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm actually going to take it and wipe it off. Now here is a piece, I put it on this one side, so you can see that it dulls it back, and over here it's quite shiny. So I'll just take this little extra. I'm rubbing it in, just creating a tooth. Just a little drop. I think I've had this bottle for years. It lasts forever. And then I'll just take a paper towel and rub off most of it. But it's going to dry quickly. And then I'm going to be able to come in here with my paint pen and start to bring the shapes out. Now here you can see it's different where it stops. So I wanted to be able to paint on top of this. Oops, that's what happens. What? You're not supposed to do that, so don't worry. That's what you do, just wipe it off. I like to include the bloopers, so you don't want to do that. What I would say is you always want to do that off to the side so that that doesn't happen to you. So now that I've got enough of the paint and the pen, I'm going to come up here, and I want to bring that color over that surface so that I don't have a place where it stops and starts. Has that ever happened to you where you're going to do something and it's like the big blooper reel? Well, we got a blooper reel now. This area up here is actually fabric, so it's a little trickier to get that to work. But as I start to change the design, even if I just bring it out slightly, and then I bring that color up into here, I couldn't do that unless I had that clear gesso on there. So let's take a look at this one, where I did put the clear gesso. And now, this is like a China marker, and I can come in here, kind of a waxy marker. This one is pastel. But if I tried to do the same thing where it was just the glossy coating, it wouldn't write. Here's a white pastel. You could blend it a little. It's got some nice tooth. Even graphite pencils. So once you get your piece, let's say if I wanted to add kind of some shadows into here, I could come back in with this pen. Careful not to make it go all over the place again. I like to smudge it a little. With these particular markers and pastels, I'm going to want to seal it. So I would use a workable fixative. I would seal it, but then let's say I wanted to bring the gloss back. I could go back over it with a gloss medium, but I've tried that before, and to tell you the truth, I think it works better if you spray it, because even though you fixed it, you might have some brush marks coming in as you're spreading it, and it's going to smear those. So I would just use a spray varnish. This is got UV in it also, so it's going to keep anything from fading. And I would spray this to bring the gloss back. The same with, like here's a piece that it's got a tooth on it. And let's say I did want to do some drawing in here. And you can see that it's easy to draw on this surface because it has a tooth. But then I wanted it to be glossy. I would then take the fixative, spray it, and use either the gloss varnish, or I might try and brush on a gloss on top of this. So these are different ideas to create a tooth on a canvas, a paper, a painting, in order to get drawing, paint pens, graphite, wax pencils, things like that to stay. How to fix it and how to come back in and change the final sheen. So whether if you wanted gloss, semi-gloss, matte, those spray varnishes are very handy for that. So just a little trick to put into your toolkit. And thanks for watching. Check out the website for new features, new ideas, new classes, and follow me on social media. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Join the Creative Awakening community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag #MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.